Before us stands the vast wilderness, the unknown territory. Its name is cancer, and we are lost. We know that there's a beginning and an end to this wilderness, and there are many paths through this forest which could be taken. Who do we need to lead us? A guide. Someone who has been there before and knows the best way, who has all the tools for navigation, who has the confidence to make optimal decisions quickly during our difficult journeys. It is March of 2016, the day after my yearly mammogram, and for the first time, a GE ABUS. I receive a phone call at noon from North Shores Breast Center in Glenbrook, Illinois. The mammogram results are normal, but the ABUS reveals an area of concern. I am to report back in 2 hours. I can feel the lump in my throat as I struggle to call my referring physician, my gynecologist. Because she cannot speak with me, I call my internist, who quickly checks the screenings and tells me it looks like it's just a cyst. Now, the woman you see standing before you today may seem like a very nice person with lots of manners and all, but at that very moment in 2016, I am not any kind of an ideal patient. I'm terrified. My husband tells me we will get through this and accompanies me to the breast center. I go in. I have 3 more mammograms. The technologist begins to prepare to do a 4th, and I say, no more. She says, but I can't see it on the mammograms. I said, I don't care, that's enough. I can feel her worry, and I want to tell her it's okay, I'm all right. But the darkness of the forest is enclosing me with claustrophobic fear, and I cannot even see her face any longer. She takes me into another room where I sit and wait. The door opens. My guide appears. I meet Dr. Georgia Giacomo Spear. Dr. Spear tells me she's going to do a targeted ultrasound. Right away, I start off arguing with her because I want my husband Bud to be in the screening when she's screening me. Wants him to be in the room. Dr. Spear says that is not possible, but she will get Bud immediately following the ultrasound and talk with us both. I hesitate. I consider leaving the room. Dr. Spear just continues preparing for the procedure. I slowly climb onto the table saying, it is just a cyst anyway. I hear her say, it is not a cyst. As she leaves the room to look at a normal result 3D mammogram that was my last mammogram completed at another facility, she comes back and looks down at me. I can see her face very close to mine now. A small frown is wrinkling her forehead as she tells me she cannot see anything on the 3D mammogram. The technologist kindly takes my hand to soothe me, and I ask her to please not touch me. I'm gone. I look away from both of them, staring at nothingness as Dr. Spear performs the ultrasound, and I work hard not to scream or to cry. Dr. Spear finishes the ultrasound and brings Bud into the room. She says there's an extremely small, less than 1 centimeter, suspicious lesion. She tells us I need a needle biopsy. Dr. Spear is calm, speaking quickly, but very clearly, and there's a confidence to her tone. She leads us during the shared moment, taking the responsibility to guide us to the next step. I look at Dr. Spear and I know right then I want her, only her, to perform the biopsy. Dr. Spear accepts, and I have the biopsy first thing the next scheduled day. Dr. Spear talks with me during the procedure. It's a normal conversation. We talk about family, we talk about teaching, we talk about children. No news for 3 days. Bud and I fly to Washington, D.C. to see an orchestral performance of his work at the Kennedy Center. We land in Washington and are at the baggage terminal when I receive the phone call from my internist. I have invasive breast cancer. We go to the hotel room. There is little memory of the long hours that follow. Both of us are devastated. Next morning, we're in the hotel room wishing we were home, and Dr. Spear calls me on my cell phone. She tells me how sorry she is about my diagnosis, but that it's small, I'm at an early stage, I would have treatment, and this would be a brief chapter in my life. I asked Dr. Spear to recommend a doctor for the surgery, and she recommends Dr. Catherine Pesch, who becomes my most treasured surgeon. Dr. Spear tells me she is there for me and to please call her anytime if I need her. 2 weeks later, I go to have a radioactive seed placed to target the cancer in preparation for a lumpectomy. I walk into the room, and there's Dr. Spear. "You're going to be the one who places the seed?" She nods and says, "Yes," and smiles at me. During the procedure, the assisting nurse keeps asking me if I need more anesthetic, but I watch Dr. Spear as she works, and I feel no fear. Dr. Spear talks with me, and we share everyday moments as she places a radioactive seed into my body. Over a year later, with surgery and radiation treatment well over and in the past, I'm invited by Mary Ann Moulter to attend a GE conference, and I meet Gail Zemer and Ann Zellner, the patient advocates for Wisconsin's breast density informed law, and Joanne Pushkin of Dense Breast Info, who all encouraged me to begin this legislation in Illinois, which has no breast density informed law either. Through the 24 years of annual mammograms, I had dense breast tissue, yet no referring physicians ever discussed it with me. They never mentioned the option of an ultrasound as a supplemental screening. And without the GE ABUS in addition to my mammogram, I would have simply received a normal mammogram patient letter and continued on for another year with cancer growing and spreading inside. I am forever grateful to the GE ABUS for an early stage diagnosis and to you, the medical professionals dedicated in giving the option of supplemental screening for women with dense breast tissue. I don't want other women to be deprived of such life-saving information by their doctors, so I began the process of legislation in Illinois. I talked to 2 legislators who had tried but failed to pass breast density informed 3 years before. Both legislators accept the sponsorship, but they warned me I must find an expert from the medical field, a radiologist, or the legislation will have no chance to pass, they say, because the medical society is very strong in Springfield and does not support legislating medical practice. I go to Dr. Spear. I ask her to be our expert. She immediately says yes. I launched the Illinois Breast Density Initiative. Dr. Spear enters the arena of legislation and participates in meetings that create a bill supported by both medical professionals and legislators. Additionally, Dr. Spear testifies at both hearings with me, the 2 of us driving in the dark early hours to Springfield to arrive in time for the House committee meeting. Dr. Spear faces very tough questions by legislators. Why do we need? What about this instead? But we just passed this, isn't that enough? Her answers possess a calm, confident, and compassionate tone as she clearly explains. And I am reminded of that same sound I heard the very first day I met her. From the collaborative meetings and testimonies, our bill, with the support of the Illinois Radiological Society, passes unanimously in both houses and becomes law. Illinois will be the first state in the nation to direct patients to their breast imaging healthcare provider rather than their referring physician for more information. This will give women the encouragement to speak with radiologists, the experts, who can choose the appropriate screenings for each patient and increase opportunity in their dedicated searches to find cancer when it is present. I reach out beside me, and Dr. Spear is next to me. I realize she has been there the whole time. Dr. Spear is that physician. She is that guide. She is with each woman who comes before her, and that has made all the difference. Over 2 years of grace given to me because of her. I continue on as a breast cancer survivor, but now I know where I am. I know where I'm going. Thank you for my life, dearest Dr. Spear.
I can go. Thank you, Patty. Excuse me. So thank you again. Welcome. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Patty, for your great talks. I think it's exactly what we need to kick us off here and remind us of what we're all doing here. You know, I can thank you for coming. I get to talk through some logistics now, a little bit drier, and but I hope you appreciate it as well because it involves eating food tonight. So thank you. So logistics for tomorrow. So again, welcome. I hope you have a great meeting. I just want to talk through a little bit about tomorrow. We'll have breakfast from 7 to 7:50 a.m. in the tap room and terrace, which is just over the hall here. The meeting starts at 8 a.m. here in the Centennial Room, and we hope you join us for a number of good talks before we kick off the day. One of the most important things I am told is luggage. So this was something I'm sure you're all thinking about tomorrow. Luggage should be stored behind the bell desk. You don't have to carry it around with you all day. Please don't feel like you need to carry it around all day. Store it with the desk. It'll be ready for you when you're ready to depart in the afternoon. And finally, please join us for dinner. We will be leading out this door to the pavilion together. Follow the GE people, and we'll have a great dinner together. So again, welcome. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming to our meeting, and we hope to learn from you and have you learn from each other as we're here together for the next day. So let's eat.